The first championship meeting between the sides since 1919, although they had a more recent league meeting back in March, a game which Wexford won handily. But Tipperary started the better and had a great chance of a goal in the opening minute as Philip Austin put out a great save by Anthony Masterson in the Wexford goal. However, Tipperary didn't have long to wait for their opening score, which came just a minute later as Austin put over a point from play to open Tipperary's account. Wexford, though, settled and almost got an opening goal of their own, but they were denied by a great double save by the Tipperary goalkeeper Paul Fitzgerald, blocking the first effort, then flinging himself and putting his body on the line to save Redmond Barry's follow-up. Barry, however, scored from the resultant 45, and the game was level at 2 points apiece. We finally did get a goal, and it went to Tipperary 14 minutes in, as the ball was played into Donna Leahy, who was fouled by Anthony Masterson, but Leahy, lying on the ground, hooked the ball to the net. Good refereeing by Michael Duffy, allowing the advantage, and Leahy with the great presence of mind to score the goal. Trailing by 7 points, Wexford rallied, and 4 unanswered scores by Redmond Barry, 2 from PJ Banville, and a late Shane Roach point meant the sides went to the break. Tipperary won 6, Wexford 6 points. Tipperary edged 5 points clear early in the second half with a point by Michael Quinlivan, but it could so easily have been a goal as he blazed over from close in. Again, Wexford responded, and 2 substitutes, Ben Brosnan and Paddy Byrne, who were left out of the original announced lineup for Wexford, combined for their side. A couple of Shane Ryan points from frees helped Wexford level up the contest, but Tipperary wouldn't capitulate, and half-back Brian Fox scored a fine point from play to edge Tip back in front as we headed for the end of the 70. 2 minutes of added time were shown by the official on the sideline, and with almost time up, Wexford had a glorious chance to equalise. Redmond Barry set up Paddy Byrne, who should have taken his point, but instead he decided to pass inside and tipped blocked. Still, the danger wasn't averted, and Wexford were able to pick up the now loose ball. It worked its way back to Ben Brosnan, who had a shot from distance, but it drifted to the left-hand side and wide. The referee then signalled full-time, and Tipperary had clung on for a famous win, knocking out Wexford at Semple Stadium, where it finished in a 1-point win for Tip. The final score, Tipperary 113, Wexford 15 points.
Leitrim had never won a qualifier since the back door was introduced in 2001, although they twice took the opposition to extra time. Ray Cox opened in the second minute, and Joey Kelly had the sides level after 5. John McGrath rounded the Leitrim defence. The Baltinglass native put his side ahead. John McGrath had goal on his mind when he came face to face with Cathal McCrann, but the Leitrim goalkeeper had other ideas when he pulled off a fine save. Almost immediately, James Glancy had raised the flag at the other end, and after a quick word with the umpire, Derry referee Barry Cassidy agreed. Emlyn Mulligan's free gave Leitrim a 7 points to 6 lead at the interval. Mulligan took up from where he left off with 2 well-taken frees. Wicklow waited 18 minutes for their opening score from Nicky Myrna. James Stafford broke through the Leitrim defence but missed the target, and that summed up the Garden County's evening. A minute into time added, James Glancy sealed it, with Wicklow left to count the cost of 16 wides. There was sunny celebrations on the banks of the Shannon, and Leitrim co-manager Barney Breen now finds himself in the unusual position of looking forward to the draw for the next round of the qualifiers.
Yeah, I suppose in one sense maybe the pressure was off a little bit on them, and we were treating this like an adventure, and every week we go is a bonus for us, for the likes of us. Listen, we're not kidding anyone when we say that. If we get another week or 2 out of this, we'll be doing well, but every week we get out of it is a bonus, and we're enjoying it more so, more so now than we probably were.
16 wides for us, 4 for them, so you can't win games if you kicked up many wides, and some of them are uncontested chances, so early in the year they were going over for us, or going into the back of the net for us, but just today in Championship it just didn't work out for us at all.
Yeah, it's disappointing for them, but Kieran, from a Leitrim point of view, you were both talking about teams suffering heavy defeats and having to go into the qualifiers. That's a fantastic turnaround for Leitrim.
First win